The absurd, the obsessed, the obscure. Follow us if you dare as we open the files at My Weird Space. There's VW camper fanatics and their concoction of vans. Tough love swimming lessons, hey, it's only water. And get out your old Rubik's Cube, the craze is back and bigger than ever. Okay, here we go with the latest incredible, not to mention sometimes downright unbelievable instalment of My Weird Space. So we all know dog shows are about the prettiest pup around, but luckily at this show there's categories for your average Joe dog, who might just have something going for him other than looks. See, intelligence is one of them. Something tells me the lady in the middle has it in the bag. Sadly, there have been a few bad decisions made here today, including when this lady decided not to wear her jeans. Oh heck, it sure is a dog's life when you have an owner who wears the daggiest looking footwear at the show. I sure hope my old mates Fido and Tiny can't see me. Ugh, how embarrassing. Saudi Arabia's cats are giving a new meaning to the word top cat in their attempt to endure the sweltering desert heat. The clever street cats of Riyadh have taken to resting on the tops of cars, bemusing and bewildering many of the city's residents. Apparently, cats can locate cooler environments quite easily due to their infrared vision. And let's face it, the top of a car would have to be much cooler than all that heat-holding concrete used for the streets and pavements. Ah, these must be the lucky cats that somebody actually wants to own. It's the 5-star treatment all the way for these purebred pussies. Oh hey, let me out of here. I really want to be one of those cool cats that gets to sleep on the top of cars. Ah, believe me, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Give me the cool air conditioning in here anytime. Oh no, what's happened to that one's tail? Well, Stumpy, you can say you were warned. Cars' tyres and pussycats' tails do not mix. Okay, so this car is certainly no Aston Martin or Ferrari. And yes, it's a bit short in the looks department. Alright then, if you want me to go further, I agree, it does look as if it's been around the block a few times, so to speak. Men and their choice of car. It's all a mystery. Hey, I like baboons as much as the next guy. Well, behaved baboons, that is. But these ones seem to have a wicked glint in their eye. I wouldn't trust them as far as I could kick them. Did I say kick them? Of course I was only joking. Maybe. Hey Squirt, did you grab something I want? Let me have a look at you. No, you look clean. Just make yourself at home, why don't you wretched thief? Gosh, I thought seagulls stealing chips was bad, but these guys take thievery to a whole new height. Be careful there, pal. Those fellas are very strong with very big teeth. Hey girls, who's that hopping in your back seat? He obviously wasn't invited. Hold on, kids. These cars can be dangerous, you know. And there's the proof. So what, mister? I've got a baby too, and mine's cuter than yours any day. You know we love to bring you all the new gadgets here on My Weird Space, and are quite sure that this one won't disappoint. Yeah. From music to mobiles, we all know there's nothing worse than a gadget's battery running out of power. But soon, with this incredible solar jacket, the wearer will be able to recharge their electronic devices whilst out and about on the move. Hey Giovanni, we know you think you look very cool, but watch out, you nearly took that lady out. Obviously that's a care factor of 0. You'd better be careful with all that water splashing around. It would be a tad embarrassing to have a major short circuit right there in the town square. Italians are known as enthusiastic communicators. That's a bit of an understatement. But now they have the latest technology. It means they never have to be cut off mid-conversation again. But then again, for a price tag of $1,000 US, you could buy a lot of batteries. The Volkswagen camper van is an iconic design recognised right across the world. Yeah, mostly because they look so ugly. Hey, who said that? So to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the launch of the original people carrier, the owners of 3,505 vans from 21 countries around the world came together for a mammoth festival that took place in Hanover, Germany. The celebrations began with a parade of historic vans from each of the past 6 decades. There were also many competitions, with the owners of the most attractive vehicles being awarded prizes such as portable DVD players and fuel vouchers. Maybe eyeglasses would have been a better idea. Now honestly, that is enough. Who said that? The first square-cut prototype of the VW Transporter came about after staff in a car factory built a vehicle to help transport heavy panels around the site. See, it was never intended to look good. Finally, it all becomes clear. Here at NASA Space Center in Houston, Texas, engineers are preparing to install a new Russian toilet system for the planned expansion of the International Space Station. And get this, the system that luckily includes a privacy enclosure is costing the Americans a cool $19 million US. 19 million! That has to be a typo. The Habitability Hardware Manager, the what, at NASA's Johnson Space Center told us that while using the bathroom on Earth is simple, a few rudimentary differences exist between our normal bathrooms and one in space. Yes sir, even we could have figured out that one. For a start, both men and women use a funnel for urine collection. The funnel can be used in a standing position or attached to the commode by a pivoting mounting bracket for use in a sitting position. I'm starting to get confused. And apparently, collecting fecal is even more complicated, but I'll be kind and won't go into that. The saying, way too much information, is coming to mind. When you raise a can of soft drink to your lips, you're probably not thinking about the opera. But this artist with a difference certainly was, as he created magnificent costumes from zillions of aluminium cans. The artist sliced 20,000 soda cans into strips and used them to create both shoes and costumes inspired by the famous operas of the late Greek diva Maria Callas for his art exhibition in Athens. Thank goodness the outfits aren't actually going to be worn by live opera singers. I'm sure that it would only take a tiny move of their body to produce a note quite higher than the one intended. It took more than 5 years to complete the 14-piece collection, with the artist vowing to never consume the contents of a soft drink can again. I must admit the collection is quite impressive. A little crazy, but impressive. At first glance, you might think this nutter has a death wish, and actually, you'd be right. As poor Sarjeet is in fact a jilted lover who says he courts danger to help mend his broken heart. How's that working for you, Sarjeet? Gosh, he must have been a knockout, a real Bollywood star to cause this much self-injury. Whether it's rolling in shards of glass, rubbing chili into his open self-inflicted wounds, or even setting himself on fire, I guess a man's got to do what a man's got to do. But surely not to this degree, Sarjeet. Oh, hang on now, this looks really dangerous. Enough already. What are you thinking? Arm hair? What arm hair? Oh well, I guess it saves on waxing. Come on now, surely it's time for a break, Sarjeet. I'm in agony just watching you. Attention all you die-hard Harley fans out there. Have we got a story for you? No matter how much you may want to, you're actually going to have to leave your beloved bike here on Earth when that sad time comes. But maybe that won't be so hard if you can go out in hog style. You need to be organised and pre-booked though, as this showpiece is extremely popular, and who knows when there might be an untimely demise. Apparently the hearse can carry about 900 pounds. Really? Now that would be one big biker. So there it is. If you really want a Harley but don't have the money, go get a loan, and quick. Because it'd be an awful shame if you'd wanted to ride a Harley your whole life and this was the only way you got to do it. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters! Yes, it's true. I thought they only existed in La La Land, also known as Hollywood. But here, they are a group of French Ghostbusters that have their sights firmly set on France's most famous haunted castle. Yikes! The group, that is extremely well equipped, never go on a mission without their night vision video cameras, photographic cameras, dictaphones and electromagnetic wave recorders, all of course essential to detect any paranormal presence. But how about the hair standing up on the back of your neck? I've always found that to be a good indicator. The Chateau de Vus in central France holds the legend that in about 1560, the Baron of the castle fell in love with a beautiful maid named Lucy. But sadly for Lucy, the Baron had a very jealous wife who murdered the young maid while the Baron was away at war. Hey, what's that? Oh, relax, it's just a fly on the lens. But what's that in the distance? I don't know, and I don't want to know. These guys are way too crazy. Let me out of here. If you're wondering what that man has on his back and wrapped around his head, it's quite simple really, it's his wife. It's the 11th Wife Carrying World Championships that were held in Finland recently. The event evokes the legend of a famous Finnish robber who trained his men to carry heavy loads on their backs, thereby using their skills to not only bring stolen goods back from surrounding villages, but also stolen women. Interesting concept. Hey, this is a bit confusing though. Which one's the wife? Look out, this is where the husband growls at his wife for having had that extra Danish for breakfast. I must say I do feel a little sorry for the wives. I mean, they don't look very ladylike, do they? Like, it's not as if we're seeing them from their best angle, is it? Hang on, what's going on here? What happened to the strict 49 kilo rule for the wives? That wife is as big as my mother-in-law, and believe me, she ain't no 49 kilos. Here we are at the Robot Olympics, and everyone who's anyone is gathering to see who's competing. Heck, even the paparazzi are here. Something tells me there won't be any crazy paparazzi chasers required here today. These living robots have certainly not been built for speed. Or might I say, looks? But hey, who needs looks when you have as many brains as these guys have? And this lucky little fella even has brawn to go with his brains. Pleased to meet you, sir. Nice tie. Here we have a fantastically exciting story for all Star Wars geeks. Sorry, I meant to say fans. Remember when you used to daydream about having your very own little R2-D2 to play with? Now that dream has come true. The R2-D2 replica is fully remote controlled, is available in 2 sizes and costs just $600 for the small one and $4,000 for the larger one. I know that's a lot of money, but I also know that to you freaks, sorry, I meant to say fans, we're talking priceless. Now for what he can do. He has a webcam, a projector that can project your whole Star Wars movie collection onto your walls, and an iPod docking station. He can't as yet project holograms, but he's working on it. I'm just a tiny bit worried though that when my wife sees how cute and handy this little fella is, she might decide to get rid of me.
Oh, but Dad, you promised me a C-3PO.
A lovely old man enjoying life to the full. Who am I to try to steal his thunder? I'll just shut up and let you enjoy the experience. Have you got the munchies? Or perhaps even feeling a little seedy? Then have we got a story for you. Based in Suffolk in England, Munchie Seeds is a small business set to soar. The founders of the business started out using an old roasting recipe from one of the owner's grandparents and have now found a niche in the UK healthy eating market, with customers going absolutely nutty over their products. It must be catching because now the staff are going crazy, inventing all sorts of delicious mixes to keep their clients happy, including Cajun, chili and vanilla. Finally a snack that truly is both delicious and healthy. Ooh, I wonder if they chocolate coat. You know how your mum always used to say, eat your greens? Something tells me she didn't mean this type of greens. Yes, believe it or not, there is actually a contest called the World Stinging Nettle Eating Championships. What are they thinking? Yes, lady, we all know you're crackers. We don't need any more proof. As the incredulous crowd of spectators looked on, the competitors described their unusual meal as tasting like anything from rancid salad to a mixture of spinach and cow pat. Well, what would you expect, you idiots? The eating contest involves having to keep the mouth very wet and folding the leaves very carefully. This apparently minimises the amount of stingers that will, guaranteed, turn your tongue black and make your lips swell so large that even a triple dose of collagen would look puny against your puckers. Ah, yes, young man, it's all bravado now, but wait until a few hours' time when you're lying in the hospital. Usually, when weight scales are used, it's a small number one is hoping to see. But not here. Heck no, here it's a case of the bigger the number, the better. It's all hands on deck to assist the serious business of pumpkin weighing, as these massive babies are lowered by forklift onto the scales at the annual Pumpkin Weigh-Off in Half Moon Bay, California. The pumpkins try to make their parents very proud by bringing in a huge number, knowing very well that if they don't, it will be a case of pumpkin soup for dinner. The winning pumpkin will bring in $12 per kilo for its owner. Not bad money if you can get it. Winners are obviously grinners, and why not? But be careful, the competition of the future may just be watching. Yes, a grand day was had by all. Now it's time to go home and start cutting up pumpkin for that yummy soup. It's a puzzle that has baffled many, and Rubik's Cubes have been known to be hurled into the rubbish out of sheer frustration. But for some nimble-fingered people, the Rubik Cube is easy to solve. I suppose I don't need to tell you that I'm not one of them. Now, Hungary, the country where the iconic cube was invented in 1974, has hosted the 4th World Championship, with a 16-year-old taking the top prize, solving the puzzle 5 times in an average of 12.46 seconds. See, even this robot is having trouble. Maybe I'm not so stupid after all. But come on now, blind Rubik Cube? Show off. More than 250 participants from 33 countries took part in the competition, where the fastest single attempt was a cool 10.88 seconds, just off the world record of 9.86 seconds. Alright then, foot Rubik's Cube is too much. I can't take any more, I'm out of here. That's all we have this time, but follow us again, if you dare, when we open the files at My Weird Space.